understanding conflict resolution to develop or enhance his understanding of the steps and strategies involved in addressing conflicts. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience learning about resolving conflicts. Timer, please note that the timing of the speech is from 5 to 7 minutes. I'm really feeling very jittery because I have not evaluated any Toastmasters at this level earlier, but I do promise not to leave any loose ends when I provide my evaluation as upon called upon by the general evaluator. All the best to speaker 5 of this sessions. And over to you, Toastmaster Priyank.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. Now, a speaker is RPPR, and he is always very curious to learn anything new. You can reach him anytime, and he'll be there. Plus, he's always, there is no loose ends which he'll leave in order not to learn anything new. His speech title is The Show Must Go On. Toastmaster Krishav, the show must go on. The show must go on. Toastmaster Krishav. The stage is all yours and all the best.
The show must go on. There will be conflicts, there will be issues, there will be hiccups during the process, but the show must go on. What is a conflict? Let me start with addressing the elephant in the room. What is a conflict? A conflict is a major disagreement between two individuals or more, or two groups. Now, conflict happens due to misunderstanding, improper communication, and lots of other factors. Conflict is healthy in moderation, but when it exceeds a certain point, it becomes toxic. And I'm sure all of you are going to agree that a little bit of conflict helps in actually building relationships and further improving them. There are situations when a leader from outside the group has to intervene in order to resolve the conflict. Let me start with saying how does one person resolve a conflict, the process. A good process would be to invite people into a room, ask them the right questions, listen to their answers. It's very important that you listen to whatever they are saying, because that is what will take the conversation forward and give you enough information about the situation. Sometimes we don't know what's going on. We don't have enough information. But when you listen, you get enough information to know on what page every team member is. And then to brainstorm together towards a solution and empathize with every team member, because trust me, we all have different interests, we have different goals. Even in this meeting, I have a different goal, our Toastmaster of the day has a different goal, the evaluator has a different goal, all the speakers have a different role and a different code. So here's the deal. This is what I have, not one, but I have two experiences to share with you today. Let me start with experience one, when I was involved in a conflict. While studying my Masters of International Business at Nottingham Trent University in the UK, I had a consultancy project, and this is when I was working in a team of 5 to solve a problem for a local startup, which was on business development. Now, as the project rolled on, I found myself in a conflict with one of the team members. So now here's what I did at the time. I was very young. I did not know anything, not much experience. But here's what I did. We did not get along throughout the project. On one of the occasions, I lost it and we had a verbal spat. And throughout the project, we were a team, but we did not work like one. But now, when I look back to that experience, I realize what I could have done, which brings me back to the process of conflict resolution. Is I could have asked some questions one to one. I could have listened to what she's saying. I could have I could have empathized with what she thinks, what are her interests, what are her perceptions about the project. And this is something that one learns after making a mistake. It's not about if you get into a conflict and the conflict does not resolve, you are at fault. And not just you, the other person could also be at fault. But the matter of fact is to show that leadership, to take that first step so that you can both together resolve the conflict and not hamper any progress. I'll tell you another short story. This happened when I was consulting in Czech Republic as an international consultant. I was not involved, but I have experience of mediating into a conflict. There was a conflict between two team members, and this is when I chose to work with one team member to listen to his thoughts, and another team member of mine, she supported the other team member, and we both used to act like counselors for both team members, just so that the progress does not get hampered. And this happened that we completed the project with flying colors, and thanks to this important skill which I learned from my both of my consultancy experiences, is that conflict resolution is actually a skill, and one can learn this by facing it. You can access to courses and books, but when you actually experience it, you get to know the nuances of the conflicts, of how to deal with every situation. So one thing that I've learned from all of these experiences is that conflict is inevitable, but how we deal with it and how we respond to it is what makes a difference, and that lies between success and failure. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.